How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Sports Clock podcast. We're here with the second episode, and by we I mean myself, Robert Jones, your host, and Jessi Smith.
We're back, baby.
We're back. Sorry, it's been about 2 weeks since the last show. We were hoping to make it a little more regular, but it's going to be inconsistent. It's just one of them things that's going to happen. So we're just going to have to deal with that. It is all good. We're here. We're talking about more basketball.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be dope. And also, just a quick reminder: in the next few days, probably you're going to see a show based on the UEFA Champions League with a special guest. So keep an eye out for that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Keep your notifications on and whatever. Follow us on Instagram. All the links are down below. So definitely go do that. So welcome, Jessi. How you been, bro?
I'm been good, bro. Been good. How you been?
Yeah, very good and very keen for the show. That's
yes, sir.
Sure.
I'm keen.
That's right. Especially obviously big Stephen Curry fan you are.
Yeah. Up the Steph.
And he's done all this stuff in the AllStar game, and we'll talk about him in just a sec. But obviously the biggest, probably not the biggest thing, but the first thing we're going to talk about is after the AllStar game in which Team LeBron won by 163 to 160, so a very close game. Obviously. The boy from Akron got the winner, the fade.
Cleveland, this is for
Honestly,
you.
it was so good to see. I thought it was very poetic. LeBron hitting that shot over Joel Embiid, I believe.
Yeah, it was two players. He hit over two players.
There you go, he got doubled. So yeah, it was a good shot, good end to the game. I think it was pretty good. We watched a bit of it, didn't we?
We tried to.
Watched
Anyway,
a bit of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, we got to watch a bit, and we saw. Yeah, it was obviously it was a pretty good game, but the biggest talking point is of course Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
50 piece, bro. Second highest score, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's 42-point tally, getting 52 off AD from 2017. He hit 15 threes or something.
Oh, it was like 17.
Jeez,
Pretty
bro.
sure, yeah, 17.
So he hit a bunch of
most
threes.
ever. Smashed it.
Oh yeah,
Had 8 before halftime.
crazy.
Cooked him. And then I think there was one period in the third quarter where he hit 4 in a row. One from like logo. Next one, Iverson, D Wade on the sideline, going crazy.
Unreal.
It's great.
And he hit a bunch where he turned around before they went in and stuff.
Yeah.
He was just
The
showing
no look,
off.
the no look one.
Unreal.
With Giannis.
So fair play to Steph Curry, obviously for dropping the 50, and even though he's been inconsistent throughout the season, it just shows obviously he's still a top player, and undoubtedly it's not even in question the best shooter of all time. There's just no question. Easy stuff. So fair play, Steph. Yeah, I don't mind that, and I remember you saw a couple of the threes. You were going crazy. Understandably,
That's my MVP.
that's fair enough. Speaking of 3-pointers, the 3-point contest was, of course, a part of the All-Star weekend. Karl Anthony Towns actually got the most points ever in a 3-point contest, getting 29.
Really? Was that most ever?
Most points, yeah. They did it. They still have it. You know how they have the 3-point, the Moneyball rack, the Mountain Dew rack or something like that. Yeah. So
also they've added that in.
They have a little more. They have like more points to offer, more points on the table. So Kat won it, and just to add to the greatness of Stephen Curry, this is all superstitious, but Karl Anthony Towns was actually seen getting advice just before the 3-point contest from Steph Curry.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, that's why he won. That explains
100% why he won. Exactly.
He won it. Everyone was like, "What? Where did he come from?" Then they show the image of Steph giving him advice, like, "Oh, yeah,
that's exactly.
That's
it's just
why he won.
like Arsene Wenger. It's just everything's connected.
Yeah, that's it.
So the 3-point contest, the All-Star game, they were really really entertaining. They didn't disappoint. The dunk contest, on the other hand, wasn't great.
No.
Obi Toppin's winning dunk was really good, but Jalen Green, the poor guy, had a bit of a shocker. He missed a bunch.
I think Jar's 360 dunk in the All-Star game would have beat any of those.
I know.
Dunks.
I can't believe Jar wasn't in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I don't know how they pick it.
I don't know, man.
They missed Jar, even Giannis, like the big stars would have been good.
I don't know, bro.
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Oh my God, yeah.
You've got Gaza.
Gary Payton.
Yeah, Gary Payton got
for
Gaza.
Sure. Was Donovan Mitchell injured? Because he didn't play a minute in the All-Star game.
No, he got sick. He had like a cold or something, so he couldn't play. But
Right,
he could have even gone in the dunk contest. He won it a couple of years back.
He did, yeah.
But Obi Toppin was alright. JTA from the Warriors was there. He was, like 1 or 2.
It was pretty
alright
weird.
ones. But it wasn't the best. Big
I didn't
Shaq.
see any of
wasn't
Cole
it?
Anthony's dunks.
He dunked in like work boots,
Really?
with his dad who threw it up. That was pretty cool.
Fairs?
But that was probably like the highlight. Just his clean boots. They look pretty fresh, but that was about it.
It was seen on Twitter. There were quite a few discreet comments made by multiple players like Anthony Simons, Donovan Mitchell, Mo Harkless. They all kind of expressed their not it was a disappointment. It was just this contest was just so underwhelming and all this sort of stuff. So
Yeah, if they don't improve it or get better dunkers to come in who actually make it entertaining, I reckon a 1v1 competition, so scrap the dunk contest because that's been around forever.
it has.
Then bring in the 1v1 competition. I reckon that'd be awesome, like Steph versus Bron or Giannis versus Jokic or something like that would be crazy.
Imagine that.
That'd be awesome.
I actually wouldn't mind that, especially if the dunk contest, like if that's a sign of things to come, then I don't want it anymore. Right?
Or even get pro dunkers to come in.
Yeah,
actually dunk for a living. And then
you see on TV.
Then they can dunk against the NBA players and see who wins out of those.
That would be
That would be
interesting.
pretty cool.
That would probably be a good way to improve.
Yeah, like
it.
the Ho Globetrotters, is it?
Harlem Globetrotters.
Harlem
I've actually
Globetrotters,
seen them.
yeah, get them in.
They're really I like it. Yeah. Skills challenge obviously was it's not the highlight of the All-Star weekend, but Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen won as a team, so they managed to get the win. And the couple of the rookies, Scotty Barnes, Kate Cunningham, Josh Giddey, they came in second place, so fair play to them.
Yeah, Darius Garland was insane.
Yeah.
He scored, was it 26 or 29?
I don't know.
Or
I
their
didn't check
team. Pretty sure he scored like 26 or 29 skills challenge, which was higher than the Acompros, all their scores together.
Wow.
They just couldn't hit a jump shot.
Crazy. Well, I
The
mean,
Acompo bros.
but the boys from Cleveland got it done, so fair play. And obviously, like we said, the rookies, Cade, Scotty, and Josh Giddey were all in second, and I think Josh Giddey.
Oh, so were they on a team together, those three?
Yeah.
Oh, so Giddey, Barnesy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Giddey, Barnes, and Cunningham. Yeah, they were on a team. And
because Barnes missed like 5 really close shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of stuffed it up for them. But I mean, Josh Giddey showed his skill, and his skill is insane. Like his all round game is crazy. He's he's been like very on and off with his scoring. I'd say one game he might drop 8 to 10 points, another he'll drop a 20 piece, right? But he's always good all round. He'll get you boards, he'll get you assists. He doesn't turn the ball over too much. He's not got a great jumper. He's not too good from three. He's been shooting better from three recently. But if he develops like a good jump shot, this guy's gonna be like a superstar, I reckon. And he's already like such a good player. I mean, you look at Josh Giddey, the Aussie. He'll be playing for the Aussie national team in no time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
By whichever next, I don't follow international basketball too much, but whenever the next international tournament comes around, Giddey's got to be in there with the likes of Patty Mills and whatever.
Yeah, we'll have a good team, the Aussies.
We should do.
If Big Ben comes back, then we'll have Giddey, Patty. I don't know if Ingles will come back after his injury.
I don't know. Man.
Hope
He's
he
still
comes
very
back,
old as well.
Yeah.
But Dante Exum, Matisse Thybulle, so it's all right.
It's all right team.
Yeah, it's good. It's above average. But Josh Giddey especially. I mean, I love Josh Giddey. The lottery pick and stuff like that. From Australia, played in the NBL last year for the 36ers and stuff. And I just think his story's good. And he doesn't kind of strike you as the typical basketball dude. He's not got this. He's got a very different personality to the. He's much more laid back than most of the guys you see. And he definitely doesn't look like a basketball.
No, he's got a different look.
Very much so.
It's kind of like a surfer look. The long hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon he'll be good. He'll come around. He's kind of like Ben Simmons when he first came in the league. But Giddey's got a better jump shot than Ben and actually takes and attempts threes.
Yeah.
He's shooting all right. Not the greatest, but he'll get there. It's only his second year. First year.
He's rookie.
Yeah, rookie. First year. So yeah, he'll come around.
But yeah, I mean, if he does develop that jump shot more and more and more and gets even just a consistent jumper, let alone becomes a lethal shooter, I don't know, whatever might happen, he could become a genuine superstar. And I'm so excited. That would be so, because Australia have never had like an outright superstar. I mean, we've had two first overall picks in Andrew Bogut and Ben Simmons, but we've never had. I mean, Ben Simmons could potentially still develop, but I think Giddey is probably the best shout we've had in a long time. For
sure.
For one of the top players in the league.
It'll be close this year's Rookie of the Year because you got Scotty, you got Giddey, Cade, Jalen.
I don't think Jalen Green's really up there, but he's not been. He's been pretty inconsistent. Evan Mobley's definitely.
Oh, Mobley,
there.
yeah,
and Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner's gone so under the radar. He plays for the Magic. I get it.
It was a really good draft class, actually.
Really good.
Because then Kuminga's starting to pick it up.
I know.
Off the Warriors bench.
And he's still. I know with Draymond out, he gets minutes, but still, like he's getting. He's still not probably getting as much game time as he could need potentially.
Yeah.
Especially when Draymond comes back for the Warriors. But yeah, I think Giddey could win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Kate Cunningham or Evan Mobley probably wins it over him.
Picks it up a bit.
But yeah, I mean, Giddy's like set up well because he's on a team like OKC who have a bunch of young players. Not just that, like him and Shai like, so you look at OKC, right? They've got him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as like a backcourt if they're playing together, right? Which Shai's missed a lot of game time this season, but when he's played, he's actually looked very good. And so so Shai and Giddy, I mean, like they would probably work very well in a backcourt. And then you've still got, players coming through like Trey Mann, Lu Zhang's Dort. They've got so many picks, it's not even funny. Sam Presti has acquired a stupid amount.
Yeah, and if they get Bronny also in the next few years, because they've got so many picks.
They have.
I think in that draft class, is it 2024 when Bronny comes through? They've got like 6 picks in that draft class. So if they get Bronny and then Bron will come over.
Imagine
on like
that.
a minimum, a veteran minimum or something.
That would be interesting because obviously LeBron wants to play with Bronny James.
He would be looking funny in a OKC jersey when he laces up.
It'll be very interesting, but I mean, yeah, it could happen. And like you said, they have just so many picks, and that doesn't. So they could either keep the young pieces they have now, and then draft more young pieces in those upcoming drafts, and just get a bunch of different role players. Because if you have that many picks, you're surely going to get a couple of players that are going to turn out to be really good players in the future. Or they could use some of their young pieces now and some of their draft picks, trade them away potentially for assets, like to help them, not necessarily right now, but in the next couple of years, as they are still playing not too well, and those picks become more valuable as they trade them. So I mean, it all just depends. Depends what how they play it, but either way, they've got their future does look quite bright. OKC.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah,
they've got a really young team, heaps of picks. They'll be up there for sure.
Yeah, they got heaps of assets.
If they play the cards right, then they'll definitely be up there for contenders. If they continue to develop Shai and Giddy together,
yes,
they just need to improve that 3-point shooting there because Shai's a good 3-point shooter. And then if they can just continue to develop Giddy, then that backcourt will be really good.
Should be. Yeah, for sure. But now on to a couple of other teams. We've got the Clippers most of all. The Los Angeles Clippers have actually been quite a good team this season. They haven't been one of the top teams, obviously, with good reason. They've had their 2 best players in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, both out with injury. But they're sitting 8th in the West right now.
Yep.
So
they've been doing really well. They've been holding their own.
Yeah.
Our little producer out the back goes for the Clippers, or big producer, big boy,
Big Jake. Yeah. So the Clippers have, Kawhi's obviously been out the whole season and will be out for, is it the rest of the season or almost the whole season?
Yeah, Kawhi's out for the rest of the season. Then PG, if they make the playoffs, could come back later in the playoffs.
And he's been out for most of the season as well.
Yeah,
he was looking really good.
Yeah, he was killing at the start.
And then he got injured.
But
yeah, it's unfortunate.
They've been holding their own. They've been doing really well. They signed, was it Norman Powell?
Norman Powell and Robert Covington.
Yeah, Rocco. So Norman Powell's been killing it. He'll be really good with Kawhi and then PG because he's really good offensive player.
Yeah.
Really good shooter. So him paired next to those guys. Then they got the Markieff Bros. Not Markieff Bros, the Morris Bros.
Yep.
Got the Morris Bros. They got a really good shooting team. They've been doing really well.
Yeah.
But exciting times once the 2 big guns come back. All right, moving on.
We may as well. We've got
Minnesota
Timberwolves. These guys. Okay, so there's a lot of different talking points when it comes to Minnesota. Obviously, you look at their squad. They've got Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell. Players like Vanderbilt are coming through. Patrick Beverley's been playing good defense for them, and obviously Malik Beasley, one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. They've got a good roster, really good. Would you agree?
Yeah. And
a lot of people, they've been sitting in the playoffs this year. It's been pretty good for them, but would you say that they've exceeded expectations, or would you say that they've potentially performed to par, or maybe even underperformed, or what?
I think they're on par at the moment with the team they got. Obviously, they got Cat. They got they're kind of the 3-headed monster with Cat, D'Lo, and then
Anthony
Edwards. So those 3 guys. Anthony's only going to get better. He's averaging like 24 this season. Cat's averaging like 23. And then they got D'Lo. If they can keep D'Lo constantly playing consistently good basketball, and then try to help with him on his defense. He's actually been really good this year.
He's been a good defender,
Good defensively. I reckon they're about par with the roster they got. Anthony Edwards still going to get better. D'Lo's, he can still improve to the AllStar he was a couple of years ago.
Yep.
and then Cat's that superstar level there that they got there. I feel like they need one more big piece, kind of next to Cat, or if they stick with Anthony Edwards. So I reckon if they ship D'Lo and paired him up with another star or all-star caliber player next to those guys, and that will just push them to the next level.
Yeah.
But I say they're on par so far with expectations.
Fair enough. I'd have to agree with you because last season, I mean, I think they were the second worst team in the West. And D'Lo was out for the whole season, I believe, and he wasn't playing. So obviously that would have been a downside to their team and one of the reasons for their poor performances. But still, with players like Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and they had Beasley out as well, but they had the Vanderbilt. Is it the Vanderbilt brothers? Do they both play for?
Oh
no.
I think
I'm
just
thinking of
one.
McDaniels.
No, yeah.
Vanderbilt and then McDaniels brothers, Jaden and Jalen.
Yeah.
A bunch of young players coming through. I still think they probably, maybe not the playoffs, but at least near the play-in last year.
Well, what are they? Are they 7th now?
This season, I believe they are
7th or 8th. That's good. That's good for them.
Yeah, I
and
think
they've picked it up in their last 12 games or something. They're like
they've been
9-3,
getting good wins. Yeah,
yeah, they're picking it up for sure. Once they all gel together, that's a scary team.
Yep, they're the 7th seed and they're 7-3 in their last 10. So that's pretty good.
That's good.
And if they string a few wins together, maybe they'll avoid the play-in.
Yeah, and then Cat's been killing it with the 3-pointers too.
I know,
so
obviously, just
now that he's got his tips off Steph, he's just going to be shooting them from all over.
Yeah, that's right. No, but I think Karl Anthony Towns is actually one of the more underrated players. Like, people know how good he is, but he's good in the paint. He's an all right defender, but he's more offense, obviously. He's obviously big, but he's one of the best stretch fives in the league because he's like, oh my God, his 3-point shooting is insane.
Yeah.
Which is awesome for a guy that's 6'11", 7 foot, or maybe 6'10" or something. I'm not too sure, but quite tall, right?
Big.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
And I don't know, I just like, I like Karl Anthony Towns as a player. And he's consistently dropping 20 to 30 a game usually.
Yeah.
And I just like the fact that he can score from the outside and the inside. I like the fact that he's well-rounded like that. And I think him and Anthony Edwards is a good pairing. And them two on the same team as D'Lo, D'Lo doesn't necessarily have to do too much scoring.
Yeah.
And he can,
and then Beasley off the bench as well.
I know,
carrying
Beasley's
the second unit, which would be good.
Yep. That's right. Malik Beasley. I mean, I remember last season before he got injured, he was I think he was probably in running for most improved player. He was averaging about 20 points per game.
Yeah, he was killing it last year. He's fallen off a little bit this year.
A little bit. I think that's primarily due to
D'Lo coming back.
D'Lo and Edwards scoring the ball more and whatever. Because, you got 3 guys ahead of you in the scoring order. You're probably not going to still drop 20 points a game. But it is what it is for Minnesota. I think I can agree with you when you say that they're playing
just on par.
About par, yeah.
Yeah. And if they continue to string some wins together, I think they'll probably get up to like the 6th, 5th seed.
Could do,
which would be awesome for them.
It would be good.
From, was it second last all the way up to 5th?
Second last year,
yeah. But they're probably on par.
Probably on
par.
In
my opinion.
So we're gonna kind of have a little quick discussion now about MVP for the season, right? So before you mentioned that you thought that Steph Curry was your MVP.
Steph the chef.
Is he dead set your MVP?
He's dead set my MVP.
All right. Okay. Why is that?
Well, the Warriors, we got the 2nd seed this year. The reason he didn't win it last year is because we were like the 8th seed.
Yeah, you were pretty bad last year.
The 8th or 9th seed or something. So we're too low for him to win it last year. He has dropped off recently in his past couple of months, but he's starting to string it back together. His last few games look better.
Especially the All-Star game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to push him on. See, that showed if he doesn't get tripled and double teamed every game, that's what he'll do. So, but yeah, so he's going to pick it up over the next couple of months, I reckon. Once Draymond comes back as well, because when they play together, he averages his efficiency's heaps higher.
Yeah.
His points per game are heaps higher. Everything's heaps higher with Draymond.
Because obviously he's got another facilitator.
Yeah, and he can play off the ball more as well. So that's what he's good at. So he can play off the ball. He'll be coming off screens. I reckon he'll ramp it up. His points per game will go up. I reckon if they get up to around 28, 29, then he'll be in with a shout.
Yeah, because he's at about 25, 26
he's at like
points per
25
game.
at the moment.
Yep.
But
which is not bad. But
Clay will improve too, because Clay's been playing on the ball so much because Dre hasn't been there.
Yeah.
So then that will free Steph up again. So then he's going to be shooting lights out. MVP.
Fair enough. Okay. My MVP is Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak.
He would be my second. He's my second pick.
Yeah,
if it wasn't Steph the chef, it's Ocampo.
All right. Fair enough. Giannis is, in my opinion, he's the best basketball player in the world. He's purely because I remember there was obviously this huge narrative about Giannis. He's 6'11", only all he does is dunk because he's strong and but he adds so much to Milwaukee. He's the heart and soul of their team. Like, yes, they have Drew Holiday to help get stops and stuff, and then they've got Chris Middleton, who's just a straight bucket getter. Good role excuse me, they're not role players, they're star players, but like they're good players around to have on a team around you. They make the team better. But Giannis is the main, obviously the main dude. He won back-to-back MVPs and then a Finals MVP. And if the Bucks are a top 3 or 4 seed this season, I think he should win it if he's going at the trajectory he's going at now. And also potentially Defensive Player of the Year. Because he's just been
yeah. Well, once Draymond comes
unreal.
back too,
do you reckon Draymond might win?
Well, he's missed some games, but once he comes back, if we continue our defense improves, I reckon he's in with a shout.
I mean, yeah, as a team, the Warriors are going to get all round better when Draymond comes back.
Yeah.
When Steph, Clay, and Draymond are all playing together, obviously you guys are just going to be different gravy. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's going to be the same sort of core that you guys, obviously different stage of their career. Clay's back from injury. Draymond and Steph are heaps older, but same sort of core that you had in 15-16 season.
3 amigos will be back. It's going to be all good.
It should be. You guys still
wait.
obviously be a top seed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll catch Phoenix.
Nah, we're like 4 or 5 games behind.
Yeah, and you've not been the best in recent weeks.
No, we're like lost our last 3.
Yeah, but Phoenix have just been on this insane trajectory. They've won their last I think they've won 20-something out of their last 20, probably like 20 out of their last 21 or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They had one mishap against Atlanta, I think.
Yeah.
And apart from that, they've just been killing everyone that's gotten in their way. And it's not like anyone's been a massive performer. It's not like D Book's gone up from 26 points to 30 points or anything like that. Or Chris Paul's got many more points himself, or Ayton's gone too far up in points. Everyone's just consistently just got a bit better, and that's pushed them from being the second best team in the league last year to by far and away the best team this year.
Yeah.
And obviously we talked a little bit last episode about how good Phoenix are and that sort of stuff. And without getting
CP's crazy, man.
Chris Paul,
so he's like 38.
He's not
30,
that. I think he's
37?
36,
36,
something like that. So he's obviously he's old.
Yeah, he's getting on.
But he's
in basketball terms.
Yeah, but he's still a pivotal point in the Suns team, and I would argue
he's like 4th in MVP, isn't he?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he is.
Just because I think I would say that he's the Suns' most valuable player. Like, yes, Booker scores more points than Chris Paul, but Paul not just on the assist end and the steals end, and yes, he'll get buckets and he can hit the mid-range shot.
And he makes the big fella better too.
He makes Ayton better.
Yeah.
He makes all the other players better because he gets them like looks and just his passing and his vision is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy good.
So
It's got eyes in the back of his head.
Legit, yeah. So fair play CP in Phoenix. I think if the Warriors make it as a top 3 seed, and I think if Steph goes up to 28, 29 points, and the Warriors don't fall below
second seed,
below the second seed, I don't see a reason why Steph. I wouldn't be unhappy if Steph won it, but I think if the Warriors were the second seed, Steph continued to average the numbers now. Even if he got a little bit better, I think I probably wouldn't necessarily agree with him getting MVP.
Yep.
I think that my top 2 guys right now, like say that season ended now, I think the 2 people that I would say would be most deserving of the MVP would be Giannis and Joel Embiid. Because
Embiid's been killing it too.
Oh yeah, we talked a bit about that in the last podcast as well,
Yeah.
because obviously Embiid's just different. Other players that could probably be in with the shout are players like Nikola Jokic, DeMar DeRozan sort of thing. Jokic, so this is something that I want to unpack. So MVP, most valuable player, the award, voters and stuff like to look for things like stats, obviously massive stats, naked eye performance, and a lot of to do with that is team performance. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the one and only MVP of all time for a team that didn't make the playoffs, with the Bucks way back.
Yeah.
Since then, you got to finish as probably a top 6 seed is a good shout.
Also, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the last to win it.
First and last.
Oh, by not making the playoffs.
Not making playoffs.
Yeah. Wow.
Since then, I mean, obviously,
didn't Russ win it as like the 6th seed?
6th seed, 5th seed, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. So Jokic, obviously, Nuggets are okay this season. They've been pretty good in recent weeks. They're sitting as the 5 or 6 seed right now. And Jokic is obviously averaging really good stats. He's
Yep.
he's very efficient, seeing as he's pretty much their only outlet. Because last season, most of it, they had Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. Right now, they've got neither. So Jokic is their only scoring option, pretty much.
I think he still leads all advanced stats as well. For every category.
Every category.
I'm pretty sure. Well, he did last year when he won MVP.
Yeah, he did. But is he doing it?
I think he's doing it. He leads in a lot.
It doesn't surprise
For what
me.
he does for the team.
To be honest, because Jokic, okay, so like we were talking about before, the MVP award, they look at stats, they look at naked eye performance, and they look at how the team's doing.
Yep.
So, in terms of giving the MVP award, would you look at just that? How much emphasis would you put on
the team performing?
How good the team performing, as in most valuable player? Because you look at the Nuggets, right? If they didn't have Jokic now, they'd be down with the likes of OKC, Sacramento, and probably Houston, down the bottom. Because without Jokic, they're just, and obviously without Murray and Porter Jr., they're just stuffed.
Yeah.
Jokic is their main dude. So do you think that the fact that he's probably pushed them up literally 8 or 9 seeds just by being in that team, would that make him more valuable or to the award, I mean?
Yeah, well, that kind of is how it works. The most valuable player is going to make the team significantly better. Because usually the top seeds, they have the MVP, but then they've got 1 or 2, 3 good players supporting them.
Yeah.
They're not carrying the team like Jokic is now. So it's kind of hard to say, because if Jokic, had Jamal Murray back, and who's the other guy?
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yep.
If he had those two back, that would probably be like a 1 or 2 seed.
Probably.
And then he'd probably be the front runner at the moment. So it's kind of hard to say. It does go by. It shouldn't be like that. It should be, strictly that individual player, how he lifts the team.
Yeah.
Because like Steph did last year when we finished dead last, and then he carried us
probably would have won
all the way up to the 8th seed.
He won the scoring title as well, didn't he?
But so it's a little bit biased how it goes off how the team's performing, because then the better teams with the MVP, but they've also got better stars next to that guy pushing the team up. So it's kind of hard to say in that aspect. But yeah, the team that's probably performing better with that player or the star player performing, then that probably should be the MVP. But yeah, it's hard to decide on that.
Fair enough. I mean, and you look at a team like Chicago. They have obviously a great team. They have DeMar DeRozan, they have Nikola Vucevic, they have Zach LaVine, and then good defenders like Williams, Caruso, whatever, and Lonzo and whatever. They have a really good team. So I'm not too shocked at how well they're doing this season. I wouldn't say they're much of a surprise team, but DeMar DeRozan has certainly exceeded expectations. He's averaging 27, 28 points per game.
The Lakers are spewing that they didn't get him.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you know what? In the off-season, there were people that said that he was the biggest waste of money for a contract and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
It baffles me. I thought I was backing DeMar when he went to Chicago. I was like, okay, I think he's going to come in, make them much better, make them really good. I didn't expect him to do this. He's in the shout for MVP. Chicago,
he's averaging 28,
something like that. And Chicago were top 2 seed, top 3 seed, something like that, up there with Miami. And it's a lot down to DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, it is. He's hit 4 or 5 game winners as well.
Oh yeah, he's been
killing
crazy in clutch. Yeah, and his mid range is an absolute killer.
Yeah, DeMar the mid-range.
DeMar's
doesn't miss.
Insane. So he's obviously been one of the best players in the league this season, and arguably the most valuable.
Yep.
If without DeMar, I think Chicago would still be definitely a top 6, 7 seed minimum.
Yep.
But DeMar probably pushes them further up, so that he adds a lot of value to the team. His stats reflect that, and him individually has been good.
Yep.
And the team also has obviously been performing well this season.
Yeah, they've been crazy good.
Yeah, it's Chicago. I just would love to see them do a madness. I don't think they're probably quite close to winning a championship yet, but I think maybe if they got to the conference finals or something, that would be insane.
Yeah, conference finals for the Bulls would be good.
Yeah, just like a decade ago when they had D Rose, MVP D Rose.
Yeah,
insane. It would be insane. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to see Chicago go nice and deep-ish into the playoffs. I mean, if they won the whole
city
thing,
of Chicago, with all the history they've got as well.
Yeah.
For them to be back would be good for basketball.
Because they've just been, apart from obviously that D-Rose season that they had, they've just been pretty
I'm waiting for the day where the Bulls versus the Lakers in the final. I can imagine the whole world would go crazy. Because everyone knows those two teams.
Coming back to...
just the Bulls versus the Lakers.
I know, because...
Everyone would be talking about it.
You think about the finals last year. Obviously... Milwaukee and Phoenix in the season. They have a good team. They perform well, but they're not big market teams as much as LA and Chicago are.
Yeah.
That would send the world into mayhem.
It
You're
would.
exactly
Yeah,
right.
it would.
Yeah. That's essentially what we've covered today. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's been a good show. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks for having me. It's been really good.
Yeah, all good, man. Thank you for joining us, lads. Remember to leave a like, remember to subscribe, and go down to the description and check out the Instagram. Give us a follow, yada yada yada. And look out for the show coming in the next couple of days on the UEFA Champions League.
Get keen. Peace out, guys.
Thanks for watching, lads. Ciao.
Let's go. Yo, Rob, what was in those goujons?
Wait, you're recording?
Was it recording? Let's go.